Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Naresh Mago and with me is Anuja Kumar with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon every citizen to visit Kartavya Path and the statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose at India Gate. Says energy of the place will give people new vision and new belief for India. President Draupadi Murmu launches Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan virtually. Says Jan Bhagidari is the key to eliminate tuberculosis from the country. Union Minister Piyush Goyal says India recommits to its efforts for a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific. National Testing Agency likely to announce CUET undergraduate results by the 15th of this month. Government bans export of broken rice to increase domestic availability, imposes 20% export duty on non-basmati except parboiled rice. President, Vice President and Prime Minister express condolences on the passing away of Queen Elizabeth II. Home Minister Amit Shah flags off Fit India Freedom Motor Ride at Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi. And in US Open Tennis, Tunisia's Ons Jabeur to clash with top seed Iga Swiatek of Poland in the women's singles final on Saturday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called upon every citizen of the country and sent out an open invitation to visit the newly constructed Kartavya Path and the statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. After inaugurating the Kartavya Path and unveiling the statue of Netaji yesterday, Mr. Modi said, in the development of Kartavya Path, India of the future can be seen.
आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव में देश को एक नई प्रेरणा मिली है, नई ऊर्जा मिली है। आज हम गुजरे हुए कल को छोड़कर आने वाले कल की तस्वीर में नए रंग भर रहे हैं। आज जो हर तरफ ये नई आभा दिख रही है, वो नए भारत के आत्मविश्वास की आभा है। गुलामी का प्रतीक किंग्स वे यानी राजपथ इतिहास की बात हो गया, हमेशा के लिए मिट गया है। कर्तव्य पथ के रूप में नए इतिहास का सृजन हुआ है।
Appreciating the hard work of the Shramjeevis who worked for the redeveloped Central Vista, Mr. Modi invited them as his special guests on next year's Republic Day. Mr. Modi said, history has been rewritten as the huge statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose has been installed near India Gate, where a statue of a representative of the Britishers used to stand during the British rule.
देश का प्रयास है कि नेताजी की वो ऊर्जा देश का पथ प्रदर्शन करे। कर्तव्य पथ पर नेताजी की प्रतिभा इसका माध्यम बनेगी। देश की नीतियों और निर्णयों में सुभाष बाबू की छाप रहे, ये प्रतिमा इसके लिए प्रेरणा स्रोत बनेगी।
The Prime Minister added that the energy on the Kartavya Path will give people a new vision and a new belief for India. The Prime Minister also mentioned the drone show based on the life of Netaji Subhash that will take place for the next 3 days. The Prime Minister urged the citizens to visit and take pictures which can be uploaded on social media with the hashtag Kartavya Path. Delhi Metro Rail Corporation DMRC will provide bus service for those visiting Central Vista or India Gate from today. The electric buses will pick up visitors from the 4 pickup points, Bhairo Road, Rajghat, Connaught Place near Palika Parking and the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, and will drop off at gate number 1 of the National Stadium, C Hexagon. From C Hexagon, the India Gate or Central Vista can be accessed by foot. DMRC officials said that the bus service will be available from 5 this evening. The last pickup will be at 9 p.m. This facility will be available initially for a week and a total of 12 buses will be operated on these routes. President Draupadi Murmu has said that Jan Bhagidari is the key to eliminate tuberculosis from the country. The President was speaking after virtually launching the Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan to reinvigorate the mission of TB elimination from the country by 2025.
हम सबको ये संकल्प लेना चाहिए कि युद्ध स्तर पर कार्य करते हुए टीबी उन्मूलन से जुड़ी सभी लोग वर्ष 2025 तक प्रधानमंत्री टीबी मुक्त भारत अभियान के लक्ष्य को अवश्य प्राप्त करेंगे। मैं अपने हृदय की कामना को अपने देश की प्राचीन और लोकप्रिय प्रार्थना के रूप में व्यक्त करते हुए यही कहूंगी कि सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, अर्थात सभी लोग सुखी रहें, सभी लोग रोग मुक्त रहें।
During the event, President Murmu also launched the Nikshay 2.0 initiative, a portal to provide a platform for donors to provide various forms of support to those undergoing TB treatment. President Murmu said, under the world's biggest Ayushman Yojana, the wellness centers have been especially geared to work towards elimination of tuberculosis.
आयुष्मान भारत के तहत हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर्स में टीबी से जुड़ी सेवाओं में निरंतर वृद्धि हुई है। केंद्र और राज्य सरकार के प्रयासों के परिणाम स्वरूप टीबी के इंसिडेंट्स में कमी आई है। इसके लिए मैं केंद्रीय स्वास्थ्य एवं परिवार कल्याण मंत्री डॉक्टर मनसुख मांडविया और उनकी पूरी टीम की प्रशंसा करती हूँ। कोविड की वैश्विक महामारी की समस्याओं के बावजूद भारत एंटी टीबी ड्रग्स का विश्व का लीडिंग मैन्युफैक्चरर और सप्लायर बना है। टीबी के उन्मूलन से जुड़े निक्षय पोर्टल में समुचित परिवर्तन किया गया है। इस नई पोर्टल यानी निक्षय 2.0 का मुख्य उद्देश्य जन भागीदारी को बढ़ाना है।
Recalling the adage, prevention is better than cure, the President said the TB prevention program will be initiated soon. She asked people not to feel any sort of inhibition and come forward to help in early detection and elimination of tuberculosis. Speaking on the occasion, Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia recalled Prime Minister Narendra Modi's clarion call to end TB in the country 5 years ahead of the Sustainable Development Goals of 2030. He added that through people's participation, India will defeat tuberculosis. The initiative of Nikshay Mitra is based on the concept of community support for TB extinction. To become a Nikshay Mitra, the mentor will have to register on www.nikshay.in or www.tbcindia.gov.in. The Nikshay Mitra can choose to nutritional, diagnostic, vocational and additional nutritional supplement support.
Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today called on Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida at the conclusion of India-Japan 2+2 meeting. Dr. Jaishankar underlined the importance of closer coordination of policies and interests of India and Japan at this time. He expressed confidence that the vision which Mr. Kishida and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have articulated will be realized early. Mr. Singh extended his heartfelt condolences on the sad demise of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. He said India-Japan partnership will have a defining role to play in ensuring peace and stability in the region. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has reaffirmed India's commitment to a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific. The minister today attended the first in-person ministerial meeting of the India-Pacific Economic Forum, IPEF, in Los Angeles. He added that India will take decisions on different aspects of the frameworks of IPEF based on its national interest. On the sidelines of the IPEF ministerial meeting, Mr. Goyal met U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo and discussed further deepening of India-U.S. trade. He said that both U.S. and India believe in the need to have self-reliance as a core philosophy. He added that they also need to have resilient supply chains between trusted partners who believe in transparent economies and rules-based trading systems. The minister said an India-US Trade Policy Forum would soon be held, during which the two countries will come up with more deliverables and new areas of engagements. Discussing about digital economy, Mr. Goyal said India is looking to have very contemporary and modern laws in the digital space while maintaining high levels of data privacy, particularly of the citizens' personal data. The Commerce Minister also met the Japanese Minister for Economy, Trade and Industry, Yasutoshi Nishimura. In a tweet, he said that they discussed about expanding the trade, job growth, and areas of mutual interest to give further impetus to India-Japan economic cooperation. In his meeting with Vietnam's Minister of Industry and Trade, Nguyen Hong Dien, the minister discussed expansion of bilateral trade and generating jobs with greater cooperation across areas of mutual interest.
The centre has banned the export of broken rice with an aim to increase domestic availability. The Directorate General of Foreign Trade, DGFT, said the export policy of broken rice has been revised from free to prohibited. The notification has come into effect from today. It added that provisions under the Foreign Trade Policy 2015 to 2020 regarding the transitional arrangement shall not be applicable to the notification. The government has also imposed a 20% export duty on non-basmati rice, except for parboiled rice, to boost domestic supplies. A Revenue Department notification said an export duty of 20% has been imposed on rice in husk paddy or rough and husked brown rice. The export of semi-milled or wholly milled rice, whether or not polished or glazed, will also attract a customs duty of 20%. Talking to reporters in New Delhi, Food Secretary Sudhanshu Pandey said, as in 2021-22, the total export of broken rice rose to 38.9 lakh metric tons, which is an abnormal increase of more than 200% in the last 4 years.
तो ब्रोकन राइस में बिल्कुल आप देखिए 50,000 टन से 4 साल में ये जिस तरह से बढ़ा है वो ग्रोथ जो है वो बहुत एबनॉर्मल है। उसका शेयर भी 1% से बढ़ के 23% राइस एक्सपोर्ट में बढ़ गया, वो भी एबनॉर्मल है। और जो डोमेस्टिक अवेलेबिलिटी है उसकी खत्म हो गई है। डोमेस्टिक अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं है, ना आप पोल्ट्री फीड के लिए अवेलेबल है, ना आपको इथेनॉल प्रोग्राम के लिए अवेलेबल है। ये सारे फैक्टर्स जो है ये वजह है।
Mr. Pandey said the total rice sowing is less than 38.06 lakh hectares this year. He said the loss of rice production may be 100 lakh tons, and in the worst case it can be 120 lakh tons this year.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon every citizen to visit Kartavya Path and the statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose at India Gate. Says energy of the place will give people new vision and new belief for India. President Draupadi Murmu launches Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan virtually. Says Jan Bhagidari is the key to eliminate tuberculosis from the country. Union Minister Piyush Goyal says India recommits to its efforts for a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific. National Testing Agency likely to announce CUET undergraduate results by the 15th of this month. Government bans export of broken rice to increase domestic availability. Imposes 20% export duty on non-basmati except parboiled rice. President, Vice President and Prime Minister express condolences on passing away of Queen Elizabeth II. Home Minister Amit Shah flags off Fit India Freedom Motor Ride at Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi. And in US Open Tennis, Tunisia's Ons Jabeur to clash with top seed Iga Świątek of Poland in the women's singles final on Saturday. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
मुट्ठी भर अंग्रेज और हमारे विशाल देश पर राज करने का स्वप्न देख रहे हैं, पर हम इनके स्वप्न को चकनाचूर कर देंगे। निकल पड़े स्वाधीनता के पथ भाले, स्वतंत्रता संग्राम की सुनी अनसुनी कहानियों के साथ स्वराज हर रविवार रात 9 बजे डीडी नेशनल पर।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the 2-day Centre State Science Conclave tomorrow via video conferencing. The conclave is being organized at Science City, Ahmedabad. The Prime Minister will also address a gathering on the occasion. The conclave is in line with the Prime Minister's relentless efforts to facilitate innovation and entrepreneurship in the country. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will be on a 2-day visit to Rajasthan. He will reach the border district of Jaisalmer this evening and to meet BSF officers and Jawans. Home Minister will reach Tanot Mata Temple for darshan tomorrow. He will lay the foundation stone of the border tourism development works at Tanot.
The National Testing Agency NTA is expected to announce the Common University Entrance Test CUET undergraduate results by the 15th of this month, or if possible, even a couple of days earlier. UGC Chairman Professor M. Jagdish Kumar informed this. He also advised that all participating universities may keep their web portals ready to start the undergraduate admission process based upon the CUET UG score. The CUET undergraduate hall entrance were held in 4 phases in almost 259 cities across the country and 9 cities outside India. 7 people have been killed and 3 others injured in 3 separate road accidents in Uttarakhand today. 4 people were killed and 2 seriously injured as a vehicle fell into a deep gorge near Brahmapuri on the Rishikesh-Badrinath highway. Police and STRF rescued the injured and took them to the government hospital in Rishikesh. In another incident, in Bhatoli village of Pauri Garhwal, 2 people were killed after an uncontrolled vehicle fell into a deep gorge. In the third incident, 1 person was killed in a vehicle accident in Korba of Chakrata, Dehradun, while 1 is reported to be injured.
President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have expressed condolences on the passing away of United Kingdom's Queen Elizabeth II. The President said, in the demise of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II of the UK, the world has lost a great personality. Paying her tribute, Ms. Murmu said an era has passed since she steered her country and people for over 7 decades. The Vice President said Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II leaves behind a rich legacy of inspired leadership, dignity and graceful magnanimity. Mr. Dhankar said her long reign oversaw the transformation of her country in many ways. Prime Minister Narendra Modi recalled his memorable meetings with the Queen during his UK visits in 2015 and 2018. Mr. Modi said he will never forget her warmth and kindness. The Prime Minister said during one of the meetings she showed him the handkerchief Mahatma Gandhi gifted her on her wedding. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur has also expressed grief on the demise of Queen Elizabeth II. In a tweet, Mr. Thakur said, India stands with the people of the UK in this hour of grief. World leaders and dignitaries have paid tributes to Queen Elizabeth II, the longest-serving monarch of the UK, who passed away yesterday. After reigning for 70 years, the 96-year-old Queen breathed her last at her Scottish estate Balmoral. The Queen came to the throne in 1952 and witnessed enormous social change. Her son, King Charles III, is expected to address the nation today. As a mark of respect to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the government has decided that there will be one-day state mourning on September the 11th throughout the country. On the day of the mourning, the national flag will be flown at half-mast throughout India on all buildings where the national flag is flown regularly, and there will be no official entertainment on the day.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Shankar will pay an official visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia starting tomorrow. This will be his first visit to the kingdom as the External Affairs Minister of India. During his 3-day visit, he will co-chair the inaugural ministerial meeting of the Committee on Political, Security, Social and Cultural Cooperation with the Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud. The 2 ministers will undertake a comprehensive review of the entire bilateral relationship. Dr. Jaishankar, during his visit, will also meet other Saudi dignitaries as well as Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council, Dr. Naif Falah Mubarak Al-Hajraf. Both sides will review the bilateral relations and discuss ways to enhance them. EAM will also interact with the Indian community in Saudi Arabia. Volker Turk of Austria has been appointed as the next United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres appointed Turk following an approval by the General Assembly. The new High Commissioner is currently coordinating global policy work as an Under-Secretary General in the UN's Executive Office. Previously, he was the Assistant High Commissioner for Protection at the UN Refugees in Geneva, where he played a key role in the development of the landmark Global Compact on Refugees. Turk will succeed Michelle Bachelet of Chile.
Over the past 75 years since independence, India's largest public service broadcaster, All India Radio, has been the proverbial storyteller for the 1.3 billion citizens across the country. All India Radio is celebrating 75 years of freedom with a series, Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani Ke Saath. It showcases the journey of India since independence in various walks of life through the storytelling of All India Radio. In today's episode, we bring you the story of two of the legends of Indian music, Lata Mangeshkar and Bhupen Hazarika.
Lata Mangeshkar learnt music from her father Deena Nath Mangeshkar, who was active in the world of theatre. She started her career singing for Marathi movies. She also did small roles in a few films, but her heart was in singing. Her big break came in 1949 with the release of a haunting song titled Aayega Aane Wala for the movie Mahal. Over the next few decades, she sang thousands of songs in almost all Indian languages. Lata was nominated to Rajya Sabha in 1999. She appeared in the Guinness World Records, which listed her as the most recorded artist in the history. Radio Guwahati. Later, he won a scholarship from Columbia University, New York, and completed his PhD in mass communications. He travelled to Kolkata with his mentors Jyoti Prasad Agarwal and Vishnu Prasad Rabha in 1936 and recorded his first song. He also sang 2 songs in the film Indramati in 1939. At the age of 13, he wrote his first song, Agni Ru Gor Firangoti Moi. From 1967 to 72, he was a member of the Assam Legislative Assembly. He made several award-winning films like Shakuntala Sur, Pratidhwani. His directorial ventures include Lati Ghati, Chikmik Bijli, For Whom the Sun Shines, and Mera Dharam Meri Maa. He composed music for several Assamese and Bangla movies including Aarop, Chameli Mem Saab and Shimana Perrier, and many Hindi films including Aarop, Ek Pal and Rudali. He was a prominent playback singer and lent his voice to various movies.
विस्तार है अपार प्रजा दोनों पार करे हाहाकार निशब्द सदा हो गंगा तुम गंगा बहती हो क्यों.
आजाद भारत की बात आकाशवाणी के साथ can be accessed on AIR News Alerts on Twitter, News on AIR official YouTube channel, News on AIR app, Facebook and Instagram handles. So tune into All India Radio News for Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani ke saath. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the World Dairy Summit on 12 September in Noida at India Expo Centre and Mart. India is organizing the summit after almost a 48-year gap, bringing together approximately 1,500 participants from all over the world, including the CEOs and employees of dairy processing companies, dairy farmers, and other stakeholders. Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, India is committed to sustaining its growth in milk production and milk processing in the coming decades. Remembering the father of white revolution, Dr. Verghese Kurian, on his death anniversary today, it must be pointed out that India currently is the largest milk producer in the world, contributing 21% of the total global milk production. It was under the guidance of former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri that the National Dairy Development Board was formed in 1965 in Gujarat with Dr. Verghese Kurian as its first chairman.
Housing and Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep Singh Puri announced the results of India Water Pitch Pilot Scale Startup Challenge launched under Amrut 2.0 in March this year. A total of 76 startups have been selected out of the 222 entries, which through their innovative ideas will help local civic bodies and water supply departments conserve water and resolve its scarcity. The minister declared the results in City Startup Partnership Summit for Water Scarcity, organized by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in New Delhi today. Rural Development Ministry is conducting a 15-day countrywide campaign from 7th to 20th of this month to expedite the process of mobilization of left-out rural poor women across 34 states and union territories into women's self-help groups under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihoods Mission, Day NRLM's fold. During the campaign, women's institutions from each village will have to conduct social mobilization event where each member will bring a friend or neighbor who is a non-SHG member with them.
Continuing with her deployment in the Gulf of Guinea, Indian naval ship Tarkash has reached Port Lagos in Nigeria. Officials of the Nigerian Navy, the High Commission of India and the Children of Indian Language School welcomed the ship. During her port call, the ship will conduct professional interactions with the Nigerian Navy to enhance interoperability and share best practices between the navies. In addition, she will also participate in port fixtures and social engagements. The ship will also be open to visitors to provide an opportunity to the Indian diaspora and locals to interact with her crew. Union Home Minister Amit Shah flagged off the Fit India Freedom Motor Ride at Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi this morning. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Shah said, "It is a pan-India bike ride by 75 bikers to 75 iconic locations."
75 मोटरसाइकिल सवार, कुल मिलाकर 120 लोग, जिसमें 10 महिलाएं भी शामिल हैं, इस देश के 75 दिन के भ्रमण के लिए निकलेंगे। 6 अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सीमाओं सहित 34 राज्य और संघ प्रदेश को छुएंगे। 250 से ज्यादा जिलों का वो भ्रमण करेंगे। 75 दिनों में 18,000 किलोमीटर का अनथक प्रवास कर देश के 75 महत्वपूर्ण स्थान पर आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव का प्रचार करेंगे और फिर वापिस से देश की राजधानी में आएंगे।
The Home Minister said, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the whole nation is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav with patriotism.
Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Thakur has congratulated javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra on becoming the first Indian to win the prestigious Zurich Diamond League Final 2022 in Switzerland. Lauding the Olympic champion for scripting history, Mr. Thakur tweeted that Chopra has taken Indian sports to new heights with his superb performances. He added that he is proud to support the ace javelin thrower in his journey. Chopra became the first Indian to win gold at the Diamond League in Zurich with an incredible throw of 88.44 meters. The throw came in his second attempt during the men's javelin competition. In the US Open tennis, Tunisia's Ange Jabeur reached her second successive Grand Slam final after a one-sided win over France's Caroline Garcia in the women's singles semi-final match. Fifth seed Jabeur needed little over an hour to win 6-1, 6-3. 28-year-old Jabeur will meet Polish top seed Iga Swiatek in Saturday's final, who defeated Belarusian Arinka Sabalenka 3-6, 6-1, 6-4 in another semi-final this morning. In men's singles, Russian player Karen Khachanov will clash with Kasper Ruud of Norway in men's singles semi-final match on Saturday, while fourth seed Carlos Alcaraz of Spain will face Francis Tiafoe of USA.
In Asia Cup T20 cricket, India defeated Afghanistan by 101 runs in Dubai in their last Super 4 encounters last night. Chasing the victory target of 213, Afghanistan could score only 111 for the loss of 8 in the stipulated 20 overs. The key domestic stock indices today witnessed modest gains in the afternoon trade. The Sensex and the Nifty both gained amid positive global cues. The Sensex was trading nearly 59,850 points, while the Nifty was trading around 17,850 level. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon every citizen to visit Kartavya Path and the statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose at India Gate. Says energy of the place will give people new vision and new belief for India. President Draupadi Murmu launches Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan virtually. Says Jan Bhagidari is the key to eliminate tuberculosis from the country. Union Minister Piyush Goyal says India recommits to its efforts for a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific. National Testing Agency likely to announce CUET undergraduate results by the 15th of this month. Government bans export of broken rice to increase domestic availability, imposes 20% export duty on non-basmati except parboiled rice. President, Vice President and Prime Minister expressed condolences on passing away of Queen Elizabeth II. Home Minister Amit Shah flags off Fit India Freedom motor ride at Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi. And in US Open tennis, Tunisia's Ons Jabeur to clash with top seed Iga Swiatek of Poland in the women's singles final on Saturday. And with that, we end the midday news.